No problem. I shall transform your hair, create a masterpiece. I am an artiste with a pair of scissors.
My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop. Fresh from the barbershop, fly from the beauty salon. My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop. I got a show where you can listen and view. My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop. Bringing barbers and stylists together with the ScissorSalute. My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop. One cut, two cut, three cut, four. Nails done, hair done, everything did. Nails done, hair done, everything did. Oh, you fancy. Spending hours in salons on your hairstyle.
For the Lord protects his barbers and he makes the stubble grow.
Scissor! Salute!
I didn't get to do all my posts that I wanted to do. We needed one more video up there and we would have been good. Well, welcome to the ScissorSalute show. I'm your host, Eli the Barber, co-host for this evening. Introduce yourself.
Barbara Masquerade.
And let everybody know your IG handle.
At my.hair.obsessions.
Here we go, and we're back again. This is our fifth time back here. And we love when everyone comes back to the show. We love it when people come back to the show. The show is co-produced by the co-owner of the ScissorSalute, New York and Queen, and produced by the owner of the ScissorSalute, Sefro. We're broadcasting out of Massapequa, Long Island, New York via StrongIsland.tv, and LA is on the boards. Let's get into the meaning of the ScissorSalute, which is a gesture, compliment, greeting, lifestyle, and brand dedicated to bringing barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists together worldwide. And we use the ScissorSalute show as an outlet to actually make that happen. Every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we give the opportunity for the visual artists to come down here and showcase their skills on the ScissorSalute stage while also conducting interviews with them so you can find out how they got started, where they currently are, and where they plan to be going on their hair journey. And I'm not just saying this because I host the ScissorSalute show and I'm a rep for the ScissorSalute, but I feel like this is the great... You have to take advantage of the situation that the ScissorSalute is bringing to the industry. And what we're doing is we're giving the opportunity for people to get their feet wet. Nowadays, social media is such a high impact on the industry where you used to have yearly changes, then it was monthly changes, weekly changes, daily changes. It seems like the industry is changing hourly. And this is the era of the independent educator. In other words, we don't really have to rely on huge companies to handle what we need to handle. We could take full advantage of our social media and take matters into our own hand. And there's nothing wrong with it. Some people might not agree with it, but I'm not going to stop you from making money and feeding your family by all means. Matter of fact, we want to help you feed your family. So come down here and let's see if you have what it takes. Can you showcase outside of your comfort zone? Can you cut hair and explain what you're doing? Are you able to make that connection? Well, you could download the ScissorSalute show app, fill out the showcase information, or email us, scissorsalute@yahoo.com. Fill out that information. We'll get back to you in the order that the emails are received. And you come down here, you get to talk on the mic. You hear your voice on the mic. You might not like what you hear. You might be like, that's the way I sound? Really? Well, continue to use the hashtag ScissorSalute. It's up to 570,000 times it's been used, which we love that. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and if you're watching this on Facebook, underneath my finger there is a share button. Share this on your timeline. Then you can press that share button one more time and invite as much people as you want to watch the show. That's if you're on Facebook Live. If you're on the app, the ScissorSalute Show app, just watch us. Maybe you want to mirror us to the TV in the barbershop or the salon. I know over here it's 7 o'clock, but in like El Paso, I believe it's like 5, maybe 4 o'clock. California is definitely 4, so you still might be in the shop. Mirror it. And I do want to ScissorSalute Maestro's Classic. Tone Cuts with the Barbering is Life Expo that took place in Philadelphia. It was, to me, it was more of a cultural event than anything. Now, it's pretty much safe to say you go to these barber battles, and the majority of the people at the barber battles are Latinos. that wasn't really the case. It was a nice mixture. Female barbers as well. Not only was there a barber battle, a huge barber showcase provided by the Barber Maestro program, and there was also like on the spot art being done, art gallery, and there was KicksCon there. So you stepped out and you see people walking out with boxes of sneakers. It was like you walked in and it was like 8 booths of sneakers. They had their own little thing going on. Then you had the vendors for the battle. And then you had the Maestro showcase on the main stage. Maestro's definitely bringing a whole different type of element into the industry. Not only through beard care, you know, able to make these great contacts, but we had a lounge in the middle of the stage. They had couches in the middle of the stage. The couches were for the people, like the barbers that were showcasing and their models to relax and wait till it was their turn. Just straight couches on the middle of the stage. It was a great time. So again, scissor salute to Tone Cuts family that's always there to support them. Once again, Mama Cuts was there. Scissor salute to Maestro's Classic and all the pillars of Maestro. There was the Fit Maestros was there, Work Maestros, the Barber Maestros, and the Art Maestros was all there. And the Leather Maestro. You know that, Seth? They brought the Leather Maestro out there, too. So it was a great thing. And everybody who was part of the showcase, I'm going to be mentioning it later on in the show. Sis salute to Tommy, 610 Legends, Al Uppercut, Rude Boy, Nino, Franklin, everybody that was there. Demo, I'm going to just keep on going later on. Let's get into a recap of last week's show. Scissor Salute presents Ray Lansky. Showcasing, we had the beauty blogger from Wayne, New Jersey. What? Oh. So are we going to go back to Al? And once again, it is a live show. So here goes the thing with Al Uppercut. He was out here doing a class last Monday. We talked to each other, and I feel like that is when you fully are using social media. You're able to go to different towns and hit someone up and be like, hey, you know, I'm going to be in town. All right, no problem. I got you. That's when you're really using social media as a tool. You can ask New York and Queen. About 3-4 years ago, I took a flight out to Miami. National Barbers Association picked me up at the airport. That's how you're using social media to like a great advantage. So anyway, we went to Bev's Francis, worked out. Then we came back here, drove through a monsoon, and he ended up co-hosting with me. So salute to Al Uppercut, Babbler's Pro educator, and he's also the original beard sculptor, one of the best brands in the industry, Maestro's Classic. And then, showcasing from Wayne, New Jersey, we had the beauty blogger. I got thrown off because I thought she worked. No, she just blogs about beauty, but makeup is a thing. She prefers natural makeup and matte lipstick over glossy lipstick. And she gives tips for curly hair. And as we know, what's the name of the lady that was here 3 weeks ago? You hit me with the name. The curly hair specialist? Hair on Beat. Hair on Beat from the Heritage Hair Lounge is a curl specialist, and hopefully maybe we can link them together. That'd be good right there.
Good connection.
That would be a good connection. And, oh yeah, the beauty blogger, her name is Danielle Colon. Her Instagram is Danielle Colon X3. And from Exclusive Barbershop located in West Orange, New Jersey. Man, you cut me off, man. You one of my mojo over here, man.
Check.
This guy Seth from one of my mojo. Once again, this is a live show. So if you're watching this right here, make sure you are sharing this on your Facebook.
Yeah, right.
And also, if you're watching it on Facebook Live, you can leave comments, and hopefully we'll be able to get to those comments and relay some of those. Okay, from Exclusives Barbershop located in West Orange, New Jersey, we had Landon Crawford Jr. His Instagram handle is razor_L_D1. Gentleman came down here, and you see that he used the same model as Danielle. So he went first with a little freestyle design, and then Danielle came over and did the makeup on the model. Now, if you're wondering if that was the first time that happened between a barber and a makeup artist, I'm going to have to tell you no. It was not the first time that a makeup artist and a barber worked together here on the show, because we actually had a barber, hairstylist, and makeup artist. We had 2 hairstylists, 1 barber, and a makeup artist on one head. That was quite a show right there. And that was only like a month ago. So if you have the app, scroll down and go down. The in-studio guest, barber and educator and owner of Exclusives Barbershop, Ray Lansky. He came down here to talk about the Wealth and Brand Builder. He came down here to talk about his new operation that he got going on, Exclusives operation. Well, we threw a couple names out there. But he went through the whole process of getting his license to be an educator. He's at a great spot right now. He is also a barber that lives the brolic life. And here on the ScissorSalute show, we've done it before. We've talked before with barbers and hairstylists, importance of trying to live a healthy lifestyle, eating the correct way, and trying to exercise, because the amount of hours that we spend on our feet, can affect our back. So we do encourage everyone to do that. If you're not, there's always time. And Wealth and Brand Builder, we had Dante Stevenson. His Instagram is Dante_financial. Actually seen him and the Bowtie Bandit yesterday at the Barbering is Life Expo in Philadelphia. So definitely like to salute Dante. He's going to be coming back to the ScissorSalute show. And from New York City Hair Battles, we had AA Straight Razors. No Sleep to Brooklyn. They were actually talking about possibly having the Beastie Boys there, do a walkthrough or just try to do some sort of performance there. It's going to be very cultural, another cultural event. I actually seen them yesterday in Philadelphia. They were there. Yeah, I was there.
I definitely want to ScissorSalute everybody who came through last week, because it was a pretty bad storm over here.
What?
And all of our guests showed up. A little late, but they all showed up nonetheless.
There was dogs and cats bouncing off my windshield. But it seemed like the barbershop gods wanted that, because Al opened up the show. He got a little bit of an interview. That was not planned.
Yeah,
we got here with enough time for him to do a little bit of promoting that he was going to be co-hosting, and we set off the show in the first 15 minutes. We had 30 views in the first 15 minutes.
Yes, definitely ScissorSalute to Al for coming through last week.
Yeah, so, and I was talking about the barbershop gods all day, and it just seemed like he looked at me, and he's probably at headquarters like, well, Eli said the barbershop gods be. So, yeah, and who do we have this week? Barbara, who do we got?
Freelance barber located in Providence, Rhode Island. Mariana Barbara.
La Barbera.
I can't say it that way.
She ain't up to that speed yet.
No, and her Instagram is Mariana_la_.
Barbera. I'm here for you, Barbara. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. Teamwork. Let's go.
All right. I have to introduce myself.
Yeah. Introduce yourself.
Absolutely.
And me, Barbara Mascray. My Instagram is my.hair.obsessions.
Yay.
I am located in Brigantine, New Jersey, and I work at Studio 1012 Hair Design.
See, I would have got that wrong at Brigantine.
Brigantine?
I would have got that wrong.
Yeah.
I would have Brigantine.
Brigantine.
Bragging time. Bragging time. And calling in. Go ahead.
Okay, calling in, owner of American Dream Barbershop, located in Tampa, Florida. Gino Maggio, Gino_the_barber.
And the in-studio guest is,
Josh.
and his Instagram is Barber Tortuga.
Yeah, she wouldn't.
Also, Ocean State _ Barbers Association, which is great. I like the idea. He's come here on the show before, and he's about unification in his region first. And let's go to Cut Cam. His intro is pretty much done. And it's great to see people that want to get the region unified first, because it's hard to get that local support. You know, it's always like that far support that seems to go through. And guys, I'm sorry. I know this is a live show. I know it's live, but I'm going to have to do it.
I definitely want to
Because
ScissorSalute.
Instagram has a new feature. If you guys don't know, Instagram has a new feature. Well, they just made it available. You can switch your account to business, and now in your IG story, you can put the link. So, live on the show, I'm going to do it right now on the show. Hey, man, you're watching the ScissorSalute show, and if you want to continue to watch it, swipe up, leave a comment, let us know what you think. ScissorSalute show is going to be live, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. ScissorSalute to that. So here I go. Hold up.
Hey man, you're watching the ScissorSalute show.
So there goes I'm showing Barbara right now. Boom, I press that. Now I could put the link to the ScissorSalute show there. And then I could also tell them to swipe up,
If you want to continue to watch it,
Is that in stories or on your?
draw a,
leave a comment. Let
Uh-huh.
us know what you think.
undo that.
ScissorSalute
Let
show
me
is
bring
gonna be
this,
live, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time.
undo that, done,
Hey man, you're watching the ScissorSalute show.
undo.
If you want to continue to watch it, swipe up.
And then you could do like a nice little arrow right here.
What you think. ScissorSalute show is gonna be live, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time.
And then you share it. Oh, no, you come back.
Hey man,
Now you take okay, so if you're on your IG stories, right?
to watch it,
Matter of fact, let me just share this right now.
leave a comment. Let us know what you think.
If you're on your IG stories,
Eastern time. ScissorSalute to that.
I'm going to recommend that you, for location, you do your county. Or whatever seems to pop up on your search engine. So on my search engine, because we're over here in Nassau County, Massapequa comes up. But when I'm at my house, Suffolk County comes up. What that's going to do is going to bring your IG story probably double up on the numbers. So if you are averaging 40 views on your IG story, not even double up. I'm gonna say it's gonna triple to quadruple up on the views that you get on your IG story. Now again, here at the ScissorSalute show, we encourage all barbers, hairstylists that have professional pages to try to keep their page as professional as possible. You know, you don't want to mix up your personal life with your personal page. And if you are mixing your personal life, just make sure others are watching. I'm just encouraging it. You don't have to. If you just want to do what you want to do, go ahead. It's your page. You know?
It's better to have two pages if you're going to do that. Have a business page and
A personal page, let's just say a company is looking at you and they want to see what type of person you are. They could go on your personal page and pretty much find out what's what.
Right, they could tell.
You know, it's just all eyes is on you. Okay, so you were watching the ScissorSalute show. You could download the ScissorSalute show app and watch us on the app, or you can watch us on Facebook as well. Let me see. I'm letting everybody know, if you're watching the show right now, press the share button. Share the show. Let us know what you think. We like to scissor. Oh man. I'm gonna ScissorSalute Paul Jones. He was there yesterday showcasing, and Paul Jones, I gave him he had hard lighting there, but he did rejuvenate his model. His model walked out like GQ. Definitely sharpen that boy. And ScissorSalute to Lucy. She's watching the show. Thank you, Lucy, for the share. And Jennifer Panescati. And Antoine says salute. Thank you for watching. Now, the show is designed for barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists. We try to give them an outlet to, get their practice on. If you're a hairstylist and you're watching right now and you're going, why is that barber wearing gloves? She's wearing gloves for a couple of reasons. The number one reason is sanitary reasons. Think about how more sanitary it is wearing them gloves. It's also allowing her to have better grip on them M3s. Them M3s and this liners tend to be a little tricky. The material that they made of is a little slippery. So she has better handle on, but they strike, dude. Boy, do they strike. You set them up the right way, they strike. They're like 76s of the liners. And she's also avoiding getting hair splinters. Which, as you know, if you're in the hair industry, hair splinters, woo! You don't even know you got it till you put your hands in your pocket and then it just stabs you. And it just keeps on stabbing you till you get it out.
I get those in my feet when I wear sandals in the summertime. They hurt.
Get them everywhere. Open up the refrigerator and see barber hair there, hair that's cut. So again, I wanted to take the time to thank the Maestro's brand for giving everybody an opportunity for showcasing. I'd also like to thank Sefro for an amazing video drop that he did the day before. I did the voiceover and I did the radio voiceover, my radio voice. And everyone's like, oh, man. I'm like, I've been doing that radio voice since I was a child. We always used to sit there and, do that, mess around. We finally got to see Uptown L. He came out.
Yeah, I definitely. He was supposed to showcase for us at ironically, the Universal Barber Expo. Actually, he was supposed to showcase for us at there. But unfortunately, there was issues. He couldn't get in, so I was glad that he was able to get there yesterday.
Well, yeah, he had a kid. That's what he's like, man, I had a kid. I was like, oh, okay.
All right, I'll put you back.
But, yeah. Well, he said he's ready to come down. Again, man, he, rejuvenated out of his model, man.
He's I've been wanting to have him on for a while. He's a very talented barber.
Rock Candy didn't get a chance to showcase, but she did go one-on-one duel with Al Uppercut. I don't know who won that.
I saw her cutting.
She went one-on-one with Al Uppercut.
And the dude, the guy that she had a real burly beard.
Bro, there was some... We were in Philly. That is the land of perfect hairlines and beards. I don't know. There ain't no one's going bald out there. Seems like no one is going bald. It's like they got just perfect edge ups. And no, there was a lot of burly beards out there. Again, 6'10 Legends got the showcase. Joel was a judge, so he didn't get to showcase. I was actually trying to man the booth with his wife. His wife always does an excellent job. She's a firm believer of the Respect My Craft brand. And that's great. Cold Cuts got to come down and showcase. Andy Authentic wasn't even scheduled to showcase. And he showcased. He did two haircuts.
Authentic?
Mm-hmm. And High Cutter.
I saw High Cutter.
Hitman got to showcase. My boy Tommy Tapers. Chink couldn't showcase because he got chosen to be a judge. Neither Fa couldn't showcase because he got chosen to be a judge. El Jefe, Zoe, he put it down. Lou Cuts, Rue Blades, Mancha _ Blanco got the showcase. Parce did the braids and beard. Two of them. The first one was a full haircut, braids and beard. The second one was a haircut and braid, but it came out fabulous. Joe the hair surgeon and the Black Comb were up there at the same time.
I really want to get the Black Comb on.
The Black Comb, man, his haircut came out so good. I mentioned earlier, Paul Jones, Angel Blends got showcase. It was a great time. And again, to see how Maestros did it there, as always, they brought the Harley Davidson bike. It's just, they did not for play. They had teleprompters everywhere, showing the maestros, like everywhere you turned. Everywhere you turned. They had the big logo in the back. So it was great. And we're happy to have Mariana here on the stage showcasing. She was talk about being a little nervous, but you know, it is what it is. Just another
All I say
day.
is, Mariana, you're doing what you do every day. Just like you're in the shop, just like you're doing what you do every day.
Yep.
And then I definitely want to salute Barber Tortura over there. He runs the Ocean State Barber Association page, supporting Rhode Island barbers. And definitely check him out if you get the chance. We're going to be interviewing him later. He always got a lot to say. I think he's one of those people that needs to talk a lot more. Kind of like me, but so look forward to hearing him later.
Well, yeah, you've been mic'd up now for some
Yeah,
time.
I'm getting. One day I'll get behind that seat.
Okay, Mariana, can you stay right there? Stay what you're doing right there. Same thing that you were just doing. Don't switch up. Go back to edging up over his ear. If you were watching right now and you're a hairstylist, notice her middle finger. She's placing it up against the canvas, and she's pivoting over the ear. And what she's doing right now, what she started to do was go from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, and then from 12 o'clock down to 3 over her ear, over the ears. Just using the front corner of the buzzer. But noticing that she is using her finger as almost like a guide to keep it steady. And then she went from 9 o'clock to 12 over the ear, and then from 12 to 3. And that's with the front end. Now she'll go with the back end and then go from 3 o'clock to 12 o'clock, if you can understand what I'm saying. And she'll keep on going back and forth to give that a nice line. You're not always going to get it on the first time, and there's nothing in the rule book that doesn't say you can't go back over and do it again. One of the things that I'll be doing today with Mariana coming on to the show is also giving tips. I already talked to Gino. Gino's going to give us some tips. We're going to give tips, and also for the barbers that are watching and hairstylists, one of the things I'm going to say is when it comes to fading, everything comes down to repetition. We've talked about this on the show before. A 2-ball fade, you should understand exactly what's going on in your first 5 haircuts. Some people might take 10. That's a 2-ball fade. You should understand what's going on. I am going to recommend that when the lever is down, that means the blade is open and it's at the highest point that you can have the guard. I will recommend that you do 12 to the right. That means 12 swipes with the buzzer. So say you got a number 2 up there, you take the 1 guard on, you open the 1 guard on, that means the lever is down, and you do 12 to the right. And your stroke should be going, if you can see it right in front of you, have a numeric clock in front of you, you should be going from 7 o'clock to 1 o'clock. So picture there's a circle clock in front of you. Can we get picture in there with me, LA? Just so I can let my hands do like a wand. Okay, so now picture you have a clock right here in front of you, right? Here's the clock. And then you have 12 o'clock, you got 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Then you have 7 over here and 1. See this? So when you say it's a 2 on top, skin fade, your stroke should be going to the right from 7 o'clock to 1 o'clock. So that means you're going like this. From 7 o'clock to 1 o'clock. You see this? And if you're watching it, you might be going, Eli, you know, it's the wrong way. Yeah, it might be from 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock for you if you're watching me. But I'm going to go just like that, 12 times. Then I'm going to go back 5 to 11, 12 times. And this is with the guard open. And what will happen is during repetition, you will decrease the amount of times you have to do that. So just to start it off, you're going from 12 swipes to the right, 12 swipes to the left. That's 24. You should not be missing any hair. All the hair should be getting cut. And what happens is during repetition, and comfortability and understanding your machines, you will be able to reduce the amount of times that you have that stroke in time. So I'm just trying to give some tips out and some gems.
When you say the lever, when it's open, you mean completely down.
That means, yeah, the lever's down. You go like this with it. The lever's down. That's an open blade. In our world, it is called an open blade, and that is the longest that, when you have a guard on, that is the longest that guard can be.
Right.
And then when you close it up, it's as short as can be.
I learned a good tip at Premier Orlando from Keon the barber.
Yes.
He explained to do like 1, 2, 3, where like 1 is completely open, and then put it in the middle, and then completely close it. And it blended it up like really nice.
Yeah,
Have you heard of that? And I've
Yeah,
actually
it's
tried
gonna-
that since I got, because I'm not really the best with clippers and doing fades, but I found that it really helped me blend better doing the 1, 2, 3 like he suggested.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. That the what he's doing is great. What he explained it, but what I'm explaining is when
Right.
you have the guard on, the process of making sure that you're getting every hair,
Right.
because
That
you
makes
put the
sense,
guard
'cause
on,
I-
you put the guard on, and what happens is people want to go straight up and down. No one's hair grows straight up and down.
Yeah, he's
you
said-
gotta,
yeah, he's
as
great
barber,
You
yeah.
said you have to flick the wrist and
Exactly. As
yeah.
a barber, we have to pay attention to the growth of the hair and the direction of the growth that it's going in. But that's a gem right there. We're going to keep it moving. Right now, we have Barbara right here, my hair obsession. This is her 5th time coming down. So I don't know what's going on with you. We invite people to come back all the time. I love that she's like, okay, I want to come down and make this work.
She's an opportunist. Is what
Yes,
Barbara
an
is.
opportunity. So please let the people know the journey that you went through and what you've been going through since you've been on the show.
Okay, I've been doing hair for 23 years, but I started posting on Instagram, I believe it was like September of 2016. And then I started going to all the hair shows and going to a lot of independent educators classes, which they do teach you about the social media side of it too. And it was a very slow climb with trying to get followers. It was very hard to build the followers up, which that seems to be very important. Sometimes I don't think it should be. But, and then you guys first contacted me like in July of last summer and asked me to be on the show. So my first time on was the end of August last year.
And
And since then, I have when I do go to the hair shows, a lot of the color companies that I've applied for to educate with, they've actually watched the show. So that I didn't know the first time I was on it, how many people in the industry, especially companies, watch the show every week.
Well,
so
yeah.
that it's opened opportunities for me that they know who I am. And I got a very exciting email this morning, and I can't say anything yet, but keep your fingers crossed.
I'm gonna keep the clippers
And your feet.
I'm gonna keep the combs crossed on that one right there.
Okay.
But no, I mean that's always good to hear. You've been doing it for a while, and you're still going to the educational classes.
It's like
Still
you said,
taking
how
out-
there's so much change in our industry now. It's
Yeah.
never been like this all the years I've been in it. It's like every day, every week, there's new techniques coming out, and you have to keep up on it. And it's fun, and it keeps your love and your passion for the industry alive.
Definitely. So tell us about how our premiere was.
Oh, it's great. They always are. They had a lot of individual classes that you could pay to take, but they also have so much going on just on the show's floor, like up on the stages, that you learn so much anyway. Just you don't really. I mean, not saying you shouldn't take the extra classes, but if you don't, you still learn a lot.
Definitely. I mean, when you go to these events now, an educational part of it, I feel it's the whole day. I mean, yesterday they had the educational classes with Al Uppercut and Rude Boy, Bones the Goat, all doing education part. And what happens is you can really, really get inspired to do other things. You're going to pick up tips and pick up little tricks, but most of all, you'll pick up fuel. You'll pick up inspiration.
It's so
You'll pick up
inspirational.
motivation. And it's hard, especially
And
if
you
you
can't
work.
wait to get back to work and try the things that you've learned. And it's also great to see all the new products, especially all the new hair color lines. Like a lot of companies are just having fashion colors, like companies that didn't use fashion colors before, they're coming out with a lot of new stuff.
Yeah.
And it's also bonding to you go to these kind of shows all the time, you become friends with many people, and the great thing about that is they're exactly like you, or they wouldn't be there. They're just as passionate and love their craft, or they wouldn't be spending the money and taking the time to go to these classes. So and everyone's just so willing to help each other learn.
Yeah, that's why I call people in the hair industry, when I go to events, out-of-state co-workers. That's what it is. They are
Right.
out-of-state co-workers. You can run into them, you can talk to them, and, they have Charlie that's always in the shop. You might have Steve that's always in the shop. You might have old man Checkers. They might have old man Quilles up in there. It always seems to be the same thing when it comes to hair-related stories. And I know for yourself, trying to become an educator, an independent educator, the journey is hard, but what keeps you going and striving to, want this?
I mean, I have to be honest, at times I get discouraged, but I feel like it will happen. It just doesn't happen overnight. And I've invested too much time, money, and I feel the only way it's not going to happen is if I give up. So I don't give up. But, it's been a while, like a year and a half. So, I mean, it sounds like a long time, but also at the same time, it's, a lot of the people I know who have already made it in the industry they've been doing the Instagram thing longer than me. So it really hasn't been that long.
It's really about visibility.
Yes.
You got to be visible. That's it.
And that's what's great about going to the shows too, because
Exactly.
you're meeting with the same companies at every show, so you get to know these people, and
And it's
I
important
think
for
the
them-
companies like to see that you are interested in,
committed.
and with continuing your education, and you're out there, and it's just great.
What was up with the vehicle right there?
Where?
There was a vehicle submitted.
I don't
in
know.
the
I guess
picture.
she purchased the vehicle. She's happy
Oh,
about
that's
it.
my car. I didn't see it.
You submitted
Seriously,
a
I sent
picture
it
of
to
your
you?
car.
And you know
That
what?
was a mistake.
Oh, it was?
I
Why
thought
would
you
I
was-
do that?
Oh, I thought
I don't know. I thought you
happy.
was
I
going
don't
to be
know.
like, I got a new car.
Yeah.
No, that's an old car. I need a new car.
All right.
Oh,
well,
wow.
it's okay. No one sees the license plate. I thought it was like a sign, like you made it. So I'm like, yo, I got.
I was waiting for it to be like, and that's my car. I popped the trunk and I have Joyco all lined up.
No, my
all the
I have
different
mannequin
fashion
heads laying in the
colors.
back seat, though. That's kind
Got
of
a bunch of heads just laying in the
I
back.
do.
It's like a serial killer.
And there goes her model. Her model's here tonight.
That's Haley.
That's it.
Haley's here, and she does singing, acting, modeling.
She actually did an impromptu little concert the last time she was here.
Maybe we
And
could
there's
get her to do it
there's Haley's
again.
new color that she's
got a
that she
rocking a
has
new
tonight.
color. Yeah.
Maybe we could get her to do it again and hit some notes.
Yeah, she
Right
was
here.
Definitely hitting some notes up there.
She would love to.
Just we got to make sure there's no glasses in here. I'm gonna put. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put my sunglasses away, tuck them in the couch, so they don't pop.
You can have her sing while I'm doing her hair.
And are you doing the razor right now, Mariana? Huh?
She just finished.
Aha! I want to see the razor technique, so we could explain what was going on there. Are you done?
No, I was just changing gloves.
Ah, okay. So she's saying that she was changing the gloves. So when she comes to sit down here, I can ask her the reason for switching up the glovey gloves. Because matter of fact, yesterday at the event, Maestro's had testers out, and I brought them dipsticks and gloves, and I was letting them know, listen, we're barbers here. Everything is sanitary. Even during the competitions, you lose points for sanitary. Like, say you set up your station and it's a little sloppy, your case has hair in it, you lose points. So I'm like, all right. Now, pitch how it's going to be when you take out one of them testers, you put a glove on, because we don't do samples, we call it testers. Let you test it. Sample sounds like we're going to give you something for free. So you do the testers, you put the glove on, and then you take the dipstick and then let them put it on right there. That is straight like Jordan fades away swoosh. Because you're at a barber event, everything is very sanitary. I mean, we use alcohol pretty much for everything. I got a stain on my shirt, I spray with alcohol. You know, I got a broken bone, I spray it with alcohol. It's like my mom with Vicks.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that.
Ma, me duele el brazo. Échate un poquito de Vicks, pues. I'm like, what? There's the bone sticking out, though. Vicks. So whatever it was. So, Barbara, what are we looking for now? Like, what is the next event that you're going to be attending? And what are you looking to accomplish? You know, besides that whole educational thing, what are you looking to accomplish?
Well, I am in the works with teaming up with a partner to do independent educating. And we're actually, the next time I'm going to be on the show, we're going to be on together, which will be, August, September, you said?
Yeah, August, September.
Yeah. So, but I also still want to work for a company, too. I'm just going to keep trying and take anything that comes along. I would eventually like to do that full-time down the road and see what happens.
I love that nowadays we can try to, and a lot of us are making that way to reduce the time behind the chair and somehow, some way increase our pay and get to vacation a little bit and see the country.
That's the best part of it. That's your job, is to just travel and go to these shows all over. It's just a dream. It's a dream come true for me. It's the lifestyle that I'm working towards that I want to lead. Like
this guy Los cut it. Even Houdini, who's a ScissorSalute affiliate, was the DJ here.
Yeah, I saw him in
he was in Vegas.
Premiere.
Houdini
This weekend he was in Vegas.
He was in Vegas. Him, Los Cutter, Frank the Barber, and Hawk Prodigy with Babyliss. Van the Goat and Al Uppercut were in Philly yesterday with Babyliss. They did the Babyliss booth there. And I'm telling you, go out and get it. If you're watching the show, I encourage you to take your expensive cameras that you have, record yourself doing hair, and let these companies know what you have to offer. Babyliss is not going to call you. It's not the NBA draft. Go out, show these companies. Back in the day, you know what they used to have to do? You used to have to pay a photographer to come take pictures of your work, and then you would send a bio to these companies. And then you'd have to pay for all that.
Right.
But now you got these people dropping $1,200 on cameras, and they wanted just to put up a clear picture on their social media page.
Well, another way to because going to all of these hair shows is you actually get to meet with the companies in person. They're seeing you in person. It's not
but
just
now
a
you can have a
resume.
visual. But now you can have a visual portfolio. Right. Is what I'm saying.
Well, when I send my resume to companies, I usually include the link to the shows that I've been on here, so at least they could see you doing hair and speaking, and so that seems to help.
Yeah, and thank you very much too, because you do some advertisement for the show too.
Okay.
ScissorSalute to that.
Nice plug. But
I encourage everybody who has these expensive cameras to record yourself doing hair or makeup or whatever it is that you do. Explain to this company why you are good at what you do and why you're you able to sell. Some people are able to cut hair, but can you cut hair and explain what you do? You know, can you cut hair, explain what you do, and sell the product? Are you believable?
On a stage in front of a lot of people,
exactly.
It's not as easy as it looks.
So that's what I'm talking about, and I'm encouraging the industry to take these expensive cameras that we're using, these Canons and Nikons and whatever you got, and even if you got an iPhone and you got the portrait thing, the portrait, iPhone 7 or whatever, however it goes. I encourage you to make a visual portfolio and send it to these companies and let them know, hey, I am here and I can represent your brand, and what I'm bringing to the table is excellence.
Just remember, as a barber, hairstylist, and makeup artist, you are your own product. You're
You
marketing
are your
yourself.
brand, yes.
You're marketing yourself.
Yeah.
So,
I've
give them a
noticed
reason to
also,
want to hire you.
right when I send my resumes to companies, I always include my Instagram name, and they immediately go look at your page, like immediately. I think they do that before they even read your resume. They're not
And make sure that your page is professional ready.
right, and to see what kind of work you do also.
Yeah, well, I say that if you have barber cuts, fade, style in your name, we encourage you to try to keep your page professional and don't keep it private. And yes, we love the movement of everybody being all this, and we don't like the hate or whatever. Man, listen, it's all about support. Support. If you're not going to support, then don't write anything down, because it can hurt you in the long run. No companies are going to want to work with someone who's crying like, why? Why not me? You know what I'm saying? No one's going to want, and you just got me saying, know what I mean? You
Well,
know
those
what I'm
are the
saying?
kind of people that think that it just fell in your lap. They don't see or know what you went through to get to where you are.
Yeah, but yeah, I just feel like no company's going to want to work with someone who's always
No, they don't.
opinionated and,
No
I mean,
negativity ever. These companies
Yeah.
don't want to deal with it.
I mean, you're gonna box yourself in, and you're only gonna damage yourself with companies not want to. And here we go for the first time ever on the Scissor Salute show, not on StrongIsland.tv, but the first time on Scissor Salute show. We're Skyping. I don't know why it's not up. I can see him here. I can't see him. And there he goes. And there it goes for the first time ever. Those are genuine claps, people. That is not like a button that I'm pressing because my hands are right in front of you. Here we go. We got Gino from Florida right now. He's the owner of American Dream Barbershop, located in Tampa, Florida. First off, we'd like to salute you for being the first person to Skype successfully on the show. And let's get into, I know where I was at yesterday. Let's get into where you were yesterday first.
All right. I was actually at the Tampa Bay Hair Jam yesterday out in St. Petersburg, Florida, where I competed in the freestyle design. But it's awesome experience. It was actually the first annual Tampa Bay Hair Jam. It brought out so many great barbers from not only from Tampa Bay area. So let me explain. Tampa Bay is Tampa, St. Pete, Bradenton, Sarasota, Fort Myers. It was hosted by Chico Boom. Of course, if you've been to any event, you know who Chico Boom is. So he was there. Jesse Lima was there, amongst a few other barbers. Drew the Barber, Razor Ralph, myself from American Dream Barbershop, and my business partner actually is one who did the setup for the show. With his company is called The Setup. So he set up all the electrical, all the lighting, all the chairs. So it was an awesome experience. Get everybody from Tampa in there. We had some Miami barbers, Orlando, Jacksonville barbers also there. Angel Raws with the professionals with raw cuts. They were also there as well.
Oh, that's nice right there. And, Florida does have that heat. It has, you guys lost LeBron, but you still have the heat. I'm telling you. You got the barbers. Bones the Goat was at the event yesterday. Miami barber won a trophy, and he walked past me. I'm like, Miami, where's your trophy? He's like, they didn't even judge the event yet. I was like, yeah, but where's your trophy?
Mo's a beast. Mo is a beast, man. He actually purchased a pair of his modified slimlines from him at Connecticut, so he brought them up there for me so I could use them with when I showcased for Clipper Culture clothing.
Yeah, I seen Miami Barber at the IBS Hair Show, and we ran into the gentleman that is doing the Jersey Shore Barber Battle. And I bring the guy who's doing the Jersey Shore Barber Battle to meet Miami, and I say, hey, man, listen, I want to introduce you to the winner of your freestyle event if you have him come. That's the way I'm introducing Miami, because he just knows what to do to win competitions. Some barbers might be great, but they just don't know what to do. They might overshoot, but he does it just right. And Florida got that heat. Now, along
Yes,
with
we do.
you, doing stuff, Clipper Culture, we also see barbers. You do stuff with Barber Strong.
That's correct. I just showcased for them at the Orlando premiere.
But now we take it a little bit further with the Alpha Gel product. How did you start? How did you get into it? What is the feeling like working with a brand like so? And for those who don't know what it is, let them know.
All right. Well, actually, I went down to the Miami Elite Barber Battle back in December. Competed against Miami Barber himself in the freestyle design, but I was recruited by Rubilis on that's her Instagram. Is actually Rubalis. She is the Florida distributor for Alpha Gel. On Instagram, it's just Alpha Products. But I was talking to her, really just trying. It was interested in the shaving gel. That's what they were really pushing that day. And just off the shaving gel alone, I fell in love with the product. I liked how they pushed everything, how they advertised. I loved the scent. So when I finally got a chance to get my hands on the gel and the pomade and the matte clay, I was just pushing them hard. I was like, I want to work with you guys. I want to represent y'all. I want to sell this in my shop. I know my clients would love it. So finally got the opportunity in April, right after Connecticut. I got the opportunity to be the Tampa Bay distributor now for the company. So if anybody in the Tampa Bay area is interested in the product, they can either stop by the barbershop, or I have no problem going and giving out a few samples or testers for them and let them try out the product. Man, it's wonderful. Not only does it smell great, it's water based. There's absolutely no alcohol in it, and it works perfect. I haven't had one bad thing saying about it from my clients. They all love it.
Now, along with carrying the Alpha Gel products, which we encourage everybody in the industry to have products that your customer cannot find in the store. This way, they are just sitting in your chair and they are buying the products right there in your establishment. Now, that is the top part of the canvas. You also carry a product that focuses on the bottom part of the canvas. How is that going in your establishment?
Say that one more time.
That you also have a product that focuses on upsells for the bottom part of the canvas. You have the Alpha products for the top part of the canvas for the hair,
Well, yes,
and now you
of
have
course,
a product for the bottom part of the canvas.
of course. I have Maestros as well. So I've been selling the Maestros beard butter and the beard wash for a while. Let all my clients try. I got one of each scent. Let them basically pick which one they like the best. And the one that came out the winners was the Mark of a Man and Speakeasy. So, of course, with Speakeasy only coming in an 8-ounce container, I carry the Mark of a Man in the 4-ounce container. So not only giving them two different scents to pick from, but two different size options. And going
Yes.
from there. And then, again, the clients love it. It's different than just pushing up beard oil. You have to use your beard oil in your face, then you put your phone up against your face, then you got an oil slick on your phone. You don't get that with the Maestros. You don't get it at all with the beard butter whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, Maestros Classic is Mike. Just giving you a little heads up. The Speakeasy blend will be coming in a smaller, the 4-ounce as opposed to
Yep.
the 8-ounce. But
That's all. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
you're gonna be doing that. But the Speakeasy blend is self-explanatory, and it is for the barber industry. Maestros Classic is located in over 7,100 CVS and Target stores. Selected Harmon Values, Bed Bath & Beyond Christmas tree. But you will not find the Speakeasy blend in no store. It is just
Nope.
there for the industry to distribute in your establishment. And that's going to be for another show. We might be taking the show. We've been talking about it for a year now, to take the show to headquarters and give everybody like a view of headquarters through the ScissorSalute. And Gino, when you're out, we're going to headquarters too. When you're out here, you come out here, we got to go to headquarters. You got to
I'm
see
there.
what's going on. Gino, we talked on the phone earlier. We do have Mariana. She's in here in the studio, and
Great cut by Mariano. That was an awesome cut. I was watching it through the app.
yeah, she's guess she's taking a little break right now. But
Yeah, she's a little nervous.
let's go over for the viewers that are watching. This is Gino right here, educator, owner of a barbershop. Let's go over. Give me a clipper tip. Give me one clipper tip that you could share with us.
Well, I mean, besides just consistency, which obviously comes over time, I did like what you said about the about 1 to 7 on the fade when you have the open blade. Um, Me, what works for me, like especially with blowouts, I've been doing the same technique for blowouts for 13 years. You know, especially when you're tapering on the sideburns. You know, I'll hit with a half, and then I go up to a 3. I'll jump right to a 3 guard.
Okay, hold
Get
up,
a
hold
lot
up,
of
hold
that
up, hold
bulk
up. So
out of the way.
you're doing an open blade setup line, and then you go
Open,
straight to a 3.
straight to a 3. Open blade setup with no guard or anything else on it. Just at least get it started. And if I want to go back and tighten it up a little shorter, depending on the person's hair, and obviously you know that based off of how many times you've cut that client's hair. After so many times you cut their hair, you know their hair,
Repetition.
texture, you know the growth pattern, you know everything with it. And half the time after that, after a couple of haircuts, you can look at the client and say, same thing, and they're like, yep, same thing. They don't even have to tell you anymore what they want. You already know. They don't have to tell you when they want to do something different, and that's the way it is for a majority of my clients that have been coming to me for the last 13 years.
Okay,
So I go
next
open
tip.
blade, no guard, jump right to the 3, and then work my way down. And work my way down on the fade.
Okay, and if you guys are watching, what basically he's saying, his setup line is an open blade. That means the lever's down, and then right above that, he just goes into it on an angle. Say this, we're talking about the temple, a temple taper. I don't know. We just say taper, but he's still going out with a blowout style. That means the person probably has a lot of hair up there, and
Exactly.
he'll just go up with the 3, and now he'll probably fade underneath, and then use different techniques to blend the top of the head of the 3, whether it's buzz over comb, shear over comb, or coming from the guards.
It'll be clipper over comb majority of the time. I
Clipper
love
over
clipping.
comb. Okay. Okay. So that goes a nice little clipper tip. Next tip. Let's go over some shear tips for people that are watching right now. Some barber shear tips. Some barber shear tips.
With the shear, I mean, with the shear tips, you know, obviously, you can't rush shear work. There's nothing wrong with only just taking a little. Once you part the hair, especially if the client has longer hair, like with a pompadour, things like that, you part off this, you section off what you need. You don't have to section off too much.
Now you
know,
saturating the hair, like, is that very wet when you section the hair?
I personally, I don't like soaking the hair too much either. No, I spritz a little bit. If I have to go back and add a little bit more, I'll add a little more. You know, and I have some clients that prefer. I have some clients that prefer a dry cut. I have some clients that are stylists and they prefer a dry shear cut. So it depends on what the client is asking for, the type of haircut they're going to be doing with in my chair. So I don't soak the hair. So I'll just lightly dampen it, go back, cut this section that I need. I'll go back and dampen the hair a little bit more in the next part, and just keep going the same process.
Okay, and give us a razor tip.
Razor tip, pay attention also again to growth pattern. I always love just refreshing and looking at that old diagram where they show the direction of which way to shave, so you don't irritate the client's skin. And I do that still after 13 years. I'll still have that diagram saved on my phone. I can sit there and look at it every once in a while. It doesn't matter how long you've been cutting hair. There's never too much time to learn. So I always just refresh, look at it, go from there. But stretch the skin. That way you don't nick. You shave. A lot of guys go and they shave against the grain on a lot of clients. There's really no need for that. You know, you've already edged. You've already used your trimmers and already edged. You're already knocking it down. So you can just go right back in and shape up. Use some shaving gel. You use some type of. I don't even use shaving cream really anymore. I use shaving gel. It's clear. It goes on. You see right where you've already edged. You only have to shave what you need to. And it always works well on the client's skin.
Okay, and the last question that I'm gonna ask before we do the outro with you, and we and Gino talked before the show, and I just felt like with Mariana coming here on the show, and a lot of people that are getting into the industry, and they're watching the show. They're watching the show for like inspiration, the education. And what's the other one? Education, motivation,
Inspiration, education, and information.
and information. This is
Yep.
the spot. So here we are with one of the elite barbers calling in from Florida. Why not get some tips? Last tip question. Give us a service tip. Something about service. Because we went over the clipper, we went over the shears, we went over the razor. Now, the service. What is a tip that you could give either newcomers or these pioneers that have been in it for a while? A service tip.
I mean, one tip for new barbers, I tell them they have to be patient. One client at a time. You get that client in your chair, you know, you need to give them individualized attention. That's where I love with the scheduling. I use Booksy. I'm not having to return text messages every 5 minutes and phone calls for appointments. My clients can just book on the site. It's given me more time to focus on that client. You can really learn a lot about that client in just those few extra minutes that you have. So you give them the full amount of time possible. Listen to everything, pay attention to what they're asking you for, and then just great conversation. There's a lot of times that you're still learning. You're only going to get better, and I have clients that have been with me since I started, and I wasn't giving them nearly as good of a haircut as I am now. But I asked them one day. I said, "Why do you keep coming back?" I said, "I looked back in an old picture that I gave you, and I can't believe you actually came back." I'm like, "Thank you for coming back, but I can't believe you did." And they said, "I always have a good time when I'm in your chair. It's always a good talk. It's always great conversation, and it's best 20, 30 minutes of my day when I come in." They're like, "So you always listen to me, so I'm always going to support you." And it makes me feel awesome that they keep doing that.
Still salute to that.
Well, yeah, salute to that. Okay, Gino, thank you so much for calling into the show.
Hey,
But
thanks for having me as well.
before we let
Man.
you go,
Can't wait to be live.
well, before we let you go, please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you. All your social media information that you'd like to share with us, please do so now. And at the same time, let us know about your next event.
Okay, great. Definitely follow me through Instagram. It's Gino the Barber _ in between each word. You can also go on my website. It's ginothebarber.com. And there's a link on there directly to my Instagram and also to my Facebook page as well. My next event, I'm going to be judging a barber battle in Tampa for the Sheer Excellence Barber Academy. They're doing a relocation and just a re-grand opening. So a lot of the top Tampa barbers are all going to be there judging the battle and having vendors there like VIP Barber Supply. That's the big supply house for Tampa. They're going to be there. And in September, I'm also going to be working a vendor booth for Angel Raws's Bury Me With My Clippers seminar. So that's September 17th, same day as the New York State Expo. So if you guys are in Florida, please come check us out.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. Salute, Gino. Wish you the best of luck. And I'm telling you, anytime you're in town, let us know, brother.
Hey, let's schedule it, man. Let's set it up. I'll be out there. I'm on the next plane cracking. Let's go.
Let's go. You heard it, Sefro. Let's go. Salute to that. Okay, guys. You guys know that we have a live program here. Gino, see you there. We got a live program here, and I'm using the new feature that's on Instagram. If you don't know, you switch your Instagram to a business profile, to a business page, and it allows you to put links in your IG story, which I'm about to do right now.
Keep it professional.
Hey, man, we're live on the ScissorSalute show right now, and if you want to watch the ScissorSalute show, all you simply have to do is just swipe up on the IG story and watch us. ScissorSalute. So that's going to be up there for 24 hours, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to physically write, swipe up. That's the first one. Then I'm going to draw one of them arrows. And one of the most important things, what you want to do is add location. Now, on the first drop I did, I put Nassau County. On this one, I am going to put Suffolk County. 'Cause that gets, to me, I'm getting the most amount of views. Okay? And I'm actually going to tag the Scissor Salute show. Now, if you're watching again, this is a live program, but we're getting some education right here. You're getting some education on what happened. Why is that going all over the place? I don't want that. I just learned something. Okay. So, again, Instagram, you have the opportunity to switch it to a business account. You can have it where they email you, text you, call you, contact you, and on your IG stories, you're now able to put links. Before it was like only like people who had million followers can do it now, but now everyone can do it. I suggest that if you are an educator and you have seminars coming up, you put the link in your IG story and they can just simply swipe up to get tickets. Barbering is Life Expo took full advantage, and they had each category on their IG story where if you wanted to get into that fade and beard, you swiped up and it brought you right to that link for that low fade and beard. It's about moving with it. Sitting next to me, we have Josh. His Instagram is Barber Tortuga and Ocean State _ Barbers Association.
Yes, sir.
Again, we scissor salute you for trying to bring the region together to move forward. You know, how's the process going since you have been on the show?
The process has been pretty good. August 14th, we're going to have a seminar for all our barbers in Rhode Island. So we're going to have a photographer. We're going to have a person that's going to do a financial investment class. We're going to have somebody that's going to do a customer service class, because you can always get better in customer service. That's the biggest thing in our industry. That's a big vein that you have to let out for other people to see and say, hey, this barber is different from every other barber. I want to go to him. I want to see him. Because people want to be comfortable. They want to sit with you. And they want to see what you got. That's it at the end of the day. So it's a great way for us to network with each other. As well as we're having raffles too. So we're raffling off, let's see, the cordless Envy from Andis and the Slimline Li from Andis, as well as the Suavecito Summer 17 and some Dorco blades.
Okay,
for
so
the barbers.
you got the cordless buzzers going to be up in there giving it away. The Suavecito that everyone seems to, it's like gold. And you got some Dorcos.
Yes, sir.
And I like the way you have the financial, about money management. And you're teaching about money management and service. That's great that you're focusing on that. A lot of people do they just want to sit there and talk about teach a haircut or tell their stories and what they went through. I feel like that's a great element, that money management. A lot of us in the hair industry need that money management and to really know about service.
Hey, listen, I'm after a $1.4 million yearly salary. I'm not going to stop until it happens. So that's the biggest thing, is financial investment. When I have $300 in my pocket, $400, whatever the number is, it's so easy to spend it. It's so easy to say, yo, like, that's the next best thing. I want to get that. Not too many people have the audacity to sacrifice something.
The discipline. No discipline.
You have to sacrifice some type of way. You have to try to live below your means a little bit to get where you want. Maybe you got to take 5 steps backwards to take 10 steps forward. Man, I remember meeting Lee. And he was like, yo, your page is good, man. Freaking, it might take you 15 years, though. I'm like, all right, I got 15 years. I got time that's why I love this industry. Like, I'm 28 right now, and by the time I'm like 50 years old, yo, I'm still gonna be relevant, still gonna be cutting hair, and I'm definitely gonna be at a higher state than I already am. So, I mean, you just can't let people knock you down and whatnot. You fail, get back up, pick yourself up, and go at it.
He definitely speaking different from the last time he was here on the show.
Oh yeah,
Definitely, and it's good to see that. That's growth right there. A lot of people have come on the show, been interviewed, and grown from it. I know Barber since '98. He's actually hosting events now. And
salute to him. He's from Rhode Island.
Yeah, and salute to him, man, because we joked the last time I seen him. We joked around about when he was in Albuquerque, and it's like talking in front of people. I'm telling you, people. Oh, I want to become an educator. I want to become an educator, and then you get put in a hot seat. Go ahead, and that's when the sweat starts dripping down your back, heart starts beating, and you don't know if you're gonna faint. What's going on? Am I having a panic attack?
It happens. I've been on this show, and the last time I was on this show, I swear on everything, I had so much anxiety, like my face went numb. I felt real nervous. I couldn't even.
You played it off pretty good. But
yeah,
you're definitely a lot more comfortable now, and it's
yeah,
and that's good. And it's all about growing. And just like you said, you're 28. What is it? 28, 27, and you're gonna be rocking when you're 50. And the progress that you'll make in those years is gonna be good. Unifying Rhode Island again. I like the way you're focusing on the region. That not too many people are focused on their own region. I was just talking about that yesterday, and we talk about it on the show a lot when guests are in here. Like, I think El Paso, I'll say Texas, Florida, and New Jersey support us the most. We get so much feedback from those areas, and yet New York, like, we get support, but it's not like that constant support that I feel like we should get.
Exactly.
It's not that constant support that I feel like we should have, because it's not seen. It's not there. I mean, if I wasn't doing this and I knew the ScissorSalute was in this area, I'd be in here every Monday as a guest. I'd be in here every Monday as a guest, because you could come in here, sit down and watch the show. You got to just like let us know that you're coming through.
I don't know. I think people like don't believe in people anymore. Like, believing isn't seeing. Believing is just having a feeling and coming into a situation and knowing that that person is gonna take it to the next level because maybe they have a comparison towards yourself. Like, you guys do similar things. Like, I see this show as the Hot 97.7 of the barber industry. When I first came on this show, I remember...
Fix your face, get off the road.
Yeah,
Eli Flex on here.
I remember Eli the barber, man. This guy, I said the SO word. He was like, nah, we say ScisSalute around here. And I'm like, looking at him funny. I'm like, I don't understand this. Why did he attack me like that? But
attack mode.
Yeah, he just he has a passion for it, and I have a passion for what I do. So we both have passion. So I gotta support because I like his style, I like their style, and I like the way they do things. So I don't care for a monetary thing. Like, I don't care for them to make $1 million so I can make $1 million. Nah, I'm bouncing these ideas and I'm vibing with them, because if we could create a sort of friction, we could be the mecca of this stuff. And that's it at the end of the day. Build your empire, get stronger, build a team, let nobody knock you down, and take every brick that's thrown at you and build your little house or your wall or whatever the case may be.
And Spartan kick anybody in the chest that is in your way.
Exactly.
Spartan kick. That's from the movie 300. This is Sparta. You kick him, detonate right in their chest. Put him down. Put him down. Put you down like a dog, man.
I don't know. Some people kind of venture to these big companies that make millions so they get notoriety instead of taking people that you actually can build something with and enjoy their friendship and the relationship that you build with them. So, hey, start taking people that you believe in and put in some leadership. Remember, there's 14 leadership traits and there's 5 types of leadership styles. So, get that, acknowledge that, learn it, and better from it, because any $1 million company can make you the next big thing and toss you to the side like you're garbage, but not everybody can take somebody, build them up, and say, hey, we created something, not we created something.
It's
Salute to
crazy.
that.
It's crazy he says that. I was saying that all yesterday with Maestros. I feel like that everything was we. Everyone played their part. There's really no shining stars, no shining star. There's a bunch of stars shining bright together. Everyone comes together and shines. So with that being said, I'd like to salute Michael Gomez, Mike Vasquez, Shay Nieves, Jorge Torres, Chris the Barber, Chato the Barber, Ruben Sin, Quisneros, and what's this? The problem with the industry is all about the competition against everyone else instead of individuals competing against themselves individually. I support this show because everyone is trying to compete while the show is trying to bring everyone together. Trust me, I've seen the fakery in this game. Same people preaching stop the hate are causing it, and it is sad. ScissorSalute, Chef the Barber. Oh, that's a true gem.
How would you like to touch on that there, John?
That's a true gem, though, what he just said, though, because we've talked about this before. People who are like motivational speakers motivating people and doing the whole support thing, and then it's just, if they cool with you, they're supporting it. But if someone else trying to do it, I feel like I think you got to be a little bit more genuine. That's just it. Just be a little bit more genuine. And
I
you got to
agree.
be consistent on what you say and first of all, you got to be consistent and reliable in the shop. But if you're going to say some words that come out your mouth that are going to influence somebody, and you're worried about what's being put out there on influencing people, don't be a hypocrite. That's just me. Now, you can do whatever you want to do, but I'm definitely suggesting you got to be more consistent. If you're on some, I don't like this, right? I like this. And then later on down the road, someone else is doing this over here, and you're like, you know what, this ain't that bad. Nah, man, like, stick with it.
Yeah,
Practice
I
what you
always
preach.
say that support is a full-time job.
Yes. Yes.
You don't support when it benefits you. You support all the time.
Yeah, we say that because it's great that you ScissorSalute myself, Sefro, New York and Queen. Oh, yeah, the Valley was at the show. Well, Barber Geeks? Yo, he's ScissorSaluting all the time.
Oh, yeah, that dude's crazy.
Yeah, he's a real supporter.
But yeah, we talk about it all the time. You see us, you ScissorSalute us. You should be ScissorSaluting everybody. Everybody you see, you should be ScissorSaluting them.
It's so easy. Listen, this. Salute. That's
Yeah.
all you got to do.
It's
2 fingers.
Especially when you're in the shop. It's great for like the clients because every client, you have that one client that has to get the handshake before they leave.
Yep.
They're like inside your armpit to get that handshake.
Or
They're
that.
like coming up underneath you, like.
Or that.
You gonna
Or that.
shake my
That
hand?
where you kind of come
Yup.
in and you're like.
And then if you don't do it, they just
awkward.
walk by and tap you on your shoulder while you have a razor on somebody's face. Bruh. You know, and it's just very beneficial, very easy to do, and it's free. I don't get it. Just use it. And stop saying that so. Especially when it comes down to something to do with hair. And right now, we're seeing Barbara showcasing. She did the color on Haley. When did you do the color on her?
Last Monday.
Okay, she did the color on Haley. Wow, last Monday, and it's really popping now.
She hasn't watched it yet.
It's like popping. And right, what are you gonna do? You're giving her what kind of trim layer? What do you do?
Layer cut,
It's a layer cut.
a little bit of length off. She didn't want any length coming
She's doing a little length cut on Haley right there. Haley is also a big supporter of the ScissorSalute. She's an actress and singer, model, and everything. And artist. Okay, so I should have just said artist. An artist of many talents.
Multi-talented artist.
Oh, there we go. Several coming through in the clutch. Multi-talented artist. And she, was the model for Barbara last time, and Barbara's here again. She's acclimated to the environment of the showcasing. And we'd like to salute Barbara for coming down here. And Mariana coming down to showcase. We're going to be interviewing her in a bit. And I just feel like the way the industry is going, it's moving very fast, rapid. Just would like to give people tips. Social media tip, you can use up to 30 hashtags on a post. If you're posting a picture, try to take multiple pictures of the haircut, multiple angles, and then pick the best one. Pick the best one and put it up.
Well, I got a question for Josh. When you look to repost on the Ocean State page, what do you look for when you repost?
I look for quality of work. I look for clarity of work. If that picture's not clear, then I don't really want to post it. The angles, like you said, pick an angle, and go with it. So if it's not at a good angle, if I'm not seeing that taper or that fade at a correct angle, then I don't want to post it and whatnot. And I'm also looking for people to hashtag me as well as tag me.
Well, I would recommend you got 30 hashtags. You got to pick certain hashtags that you want for that repost page if you're going to do it. I would focus more on hashtagging your town and neighboring towns and counties, because you could always add Ocean State Barbers Association. You can add them and tag them on the picture, on the actual picture. I would recommend that, because anytime you open up your page, it's going to read, oh, someone tagged me inside the picture. So it would come up. But as a barber or a hairstylist, makeup artist, you should focus in on more of the people, the client. Too much of us are focusing on the repost pages. And you're like, well, the repost page would bring me a lot more followers because, obviously a lot more people are following the repost page than just barbers and hairstylists, because we're the ones sitting in a chair and we have a client come up and be like, I'm looking at them like, man, you heard of the barber post? You heard of them? And they're like, yeah, I want this haircut. They show me Barbershop Connect, and it's like, I follow them. I want this haircut. And I'm like, man, that's fiber. It's hair fiber. Yeah.
And another question I want for him real quick is also, what is your opinion in regards to the enhancements? Because there are barbers using Photoshop. There's barbers out there using enhancements.
Yep.
Is that something that you steer clear from on your page, or?
No, go ahead, use enhancements. Look at these billion-dollar, million-dollar companies that let's take it out of the barber industry and let's look at something like McDonald's. They're enhancing everything. They're enhancing their burgers. They're enhancing the way they take photos for their burgers. So
it's not even a burger when they take a picture.
Exactly.
It's a piece of plastic.
And then you're like, oh man, like that thing looks good. I'm hungry. Like I want to go there. You have to, if you're looking at everything monetary, then you're going wrong. You have to look at everything psychologically. Like, I don't even look at everything for the money anymore. I'm looking at to attack your brain, so I could say one word and you could just go, hey, I want to get that. At the end of the day, like, if I know what you think, if I know how you think, if I know what makes you sad, if I know what makes you mad, if I know what makes you happy, I control you. I can make you move the way I want to make you move. And that's what these companies are doing at the end of the day.
ScissorSalute to that. He actually very
Oh, yeah.
right. That's what the marketing trick is.
It's a psychological warfare. People take communication classes, take advertisement classes, marketing classes. Like, it's going to teach you a lot and whatnot. Just know your brain and know how it works.
You just more so focus on the finished product, what it looks like.
Exactly. I mean, unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I try to repost every barber because I don't want them to feel like, oh, this barber is getting a certain amount of attention, because I'm not just focused on those type of barbers. Yeah, those type of barbers are putting 110% focused over your 50% that you're putting in. They're putting in, you're going average, they're going above average, and that above average is always going to win at the end of the day. You have to do something different and be unique.
Well, this comes down to be careful what you ask for. Be careful to be reposted. I don't know how many times people have complained about not being reposted, and then when they get reposted, they don't like what people write, and then it's like, wow, you're hating on me. No. You have poor quality in the picture, and your haircut is not what you think it is. So you get reposted, and then people just start chiming in. They start chiming in, talking about you, because you're just so worried about reposting every haircut that you do. Honestly, you should be really focusing on the canvas that sits down in your chair. If there's a person, that person has a receding hairline or something on them, whatever, don't sit there and don't sit there and post that. Like, take someone like Sky Salon. He's cutting the same type of texture hair, and it's a gem every single time. You think he posts up everybody that comes through his chair? No, he waits for that one haircut that pops for him to post.
Oh, yeah.
What? This is your logo right there?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I really like
That's the
this
gallo
logo.
right there. That's a gallo. It's a rooster.
Take us through that.
The Rhode Island motto is the Rhode Island red, which is basically a rooster. So I wanted to bring in like a motto, a state bird, actually. My fault. Not the motto. The motto is hope. So I try to bring those type of things into Rhode Island and Rhode Island barbering. So I have that one. I have another one with an anchor, and it says hope, because I am a firm believer of hope, and I believe that as long as I hope for something good, that something good will come out of my tiny state. The 13th state of 13 original colonies, the last state to be a colony and to really make things happen, the first state to have free religion, freedom of speech, and all that
You guys
stuff.
got a crazy saying on the license plate. I drove through there one time. I was like, get me out of here real quick, man. That license plate is scary, man.
It's not as bad as New Hampshire, live free or die.
So what's Rhode Island? What do you know what it is offhand?
Live free or die.
No, Rhode Island's.
I mean, ours
That's
is
not
just
the
hope.
slogan on the license plate?
No, that's not us.
What is that? What is that? It says Ocean State on the license plate? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we're
I
known
got
as
that
the
mixed
Ocean
with
State.
another state up there. I could have sworn it was Rhode Island. What other states is up there? Got Connecticut, Rhode Island.
Massachusetts,
Well, it's not
New
Massachusetts.
Hampshire, Vermont.
It might be New Hampshire.
Yeah, live free or die.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what it was. I was like, what? Live free or die? Ah, get me out of here. Why do they have die on their license plate? Why? But man, it's good again that you're focusing on the region, and hopefully the region can come together a little bit better. You guys are able to work together, cover more ground together, take it to the next level. There's a lot of talent over there. And, feel like some of the smaller states get overlooked because the bigger states are more populated. Like, I think we're on Long Island, and I think we have more people on Long Island than you guys have in your state. I believe we have 4 million.
Oh yeah, you have more people. We have only have
that's
like
only
a million.
2 counties. That's Suffolk County and Nassau County, and I think we're up to like 4. Yeah. It's up there. But Josh, we'd like to thank you and ScissorSalute you for coming over here again,
Thank
coming
you,
down
sir.
to the show. And as you know, as always, you could come down here whenever you want. You just got to email us when you want to come down.
Yeah, I mean, I would really like to. I mean, I know we tried to do it once, but it's get a Rhode Island show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Obviously, Mariana will be back. But you get a few barbers in here and do it all Rhode Island barbers.
Oh yeah, I mean I've gotten Mariana. I think was working with Jay, and she was selling tickets for So she went to Cranston, Rhode Island, Premier Barbershops. Salute to them. Talked to a guy Will out there. I used to work with Will, and he referred me to her. I had her through Instagram, and I said, hey, what's going on? We linked up, we talked, communicated. Now she's helping me out with Ocean State Barbers Association. She's a great coordinator. She's coordinating this event for me. Blessing in disguise. Salute to that. And then I have a guy, his name's Will, from Trendsetters Barbershop. Salute to Trendsetters. And he's my public relations as well as my street team. So he's going out there and really being the face for Ocean State Barbers Association. And hopefully I can get more people in to this and just build. I look at it as the movie Paid in Full. I'm trying to be Ace Boogie.
There goes Ace Boogie over there. I wish I had the echo. I would have done it like really good. Because if you watch Paid in Full, they have an echo when he talks. Let's get back to the cut cam with Barbara. She's over there showcasing. Just focusing on her. Now, you're watching the ScissorSalute show. The show is representing a brand to bring barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists together. And right now, you're watching the cut cam. This is when we give the opportunity for the visual artists to come down here and showcase their skills. Barbara did her interview part already, and now she's showcasing. Mariana did her showcasing part and came down here, and she's about to get interviewed. Tortuga, can you sound off? Let everybody know how they can get in contact with you. And all your social media information that you'd like to share with us, please do so now. The stage is yours.
All right. My real name is Joshua Oliveira. I am at Ocean State _Barbers Association, or you can follow my personal page at Barber Tortuga. You can reach me at 401-257-9530, or you could email me at Joshua Oliveira, OLIVEIRA MCA@gmail.com.
And there it goes right there. Ocean State Barbers Associate. And the model, look at her. She's loving it, man. She's loving it. She's getting her hair done by a friend. And I got to tell you, Barbara, who did your hair? The color. She did her own color right there.
Which I gotta say, I can't stop looking at it. I think it's an amazing color job on the hair.
Yeah, it does. It's good.
What do you use
It
for
goes. The background got it popping, right?
what do you use for shampoo and a conditioner to maintain the color?
I only wash it twice a week in like ice cold water.
Okay.
I get the Brazilian blowout done, so I use their shampoo.
So she's saying to maintain her hair, she washes her hair twice a week, shampoo, conditioner with cold water. She gets the Brazilian blowout, and she uses their product to wash.
So even if you don't have like a keratin treatment or the Brazilian blowout, you still need to use the same type of shampoo that you would use if you didn't, because it's all sulfate free. And really, what they say once, twice tops. And sometimes if it feels really dirty, you can just rinse it and condition it, and it doesn't make the color fade.
Okay, so she's saying about, do it once or twice tops, and, if you feel like you have to wash it, you wash it,
But always cold water.
Or always cold water.
No swimming in the pool in the summer.
And no pool.
The chlorine will counteract with the colors in the hair.
Okay, so this is very important for the
People put the
mermaids and
color in the
unicorns
pool.
out there. If you're jumping in the pool, the chlorine will counteract with the color and the amount. So think about how much money you just spent on your hair. Don't go in the chlorine. You sit by the pool, you look pretty, and sip on some drinks.
Sacrifice for looking beautiful.
Yup.
Oh yeah.
Have some.
A mermaid who stays out of the water.
Have some nice tropical.
Stick your tail in the water.
Ah, okay. It's saying about okay. So if you're a mermaid, just put your tail in the water, leave your head out there. I like that.
Now, how do you feel about everybody going to like CVS or Target and getting those box, whatever the
You
colors?
gonna give her a mic? You want to give her a mic?
Let it just.
Oh, no, we can't hear her. Do you want to just give her one of these mics and just let her? Yeah, because now we're at, now I'm over here giving her. And Mariana's gonna come now. All right, so we gotta switch it. Okay, so it's okay. No, she's gonna get interviewed. Irene, she's about to get interviewed. All right. So Barbara was just asked about how she feels about, the CVS products.
Box color, using box color.
Box color products. And she's giving a no comment. So we're gonna ask
basically that $20 is gonna end up costing you like $400 when they do a color correction.
We're gonna ask Mariana.
When I put out like a post on Instagram or Facebook for a model call, I always include that in my post that no box color will be accepted because it's very hard to remove. It has like metallic dyes in it. It could break your hair off. It could. You have to leave it on way longer, so I don't work with those colors. When someone wants to go like mermaid rainbow colors, it's just too much. Or you don't know what's going to happen, but you don't know what's on your hair. So unless it's like a professional color that they're using, I won't do these kind of colors.
Basically, pay the right money the first time, and you'll save yourself money. Right. Pay the right money the first time, or you're gonna end up paying double when you go
Okay,
back.
Mariana. Well, thank you, Mariana. We're gonna ask you to make your way over here. Okay, we're just gonna ask you to switch out right there. You can go over there, grab that mic, though.
Yep, you grab the mic.
Okay, you're watching the ScissorSalute show. If you're watching right now, we're gonna ask you to press that share button, share it on your Facebook feed. If you would like to showcase, advertise with us, or book us for your next event, download the ScissorSalute show app, fill out the showcase information, or email us scissorsalute@yahoo.com. Leave your contact information, and we'll get back to you in the order that the email is received. Once again, you're watching the ScissorSalute show, and Barbara is on the cut cam. Instagram is my.hair.obsessions. Sit next to me. I just need to fix this right here. We have Mariana Lavardera. She has recently got her license in one state, but you moved to another state, correct?
Right. So, I'll turn it up.
That right there is good?
Hello.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So I was based out in Connecticut for a while. I actually went to G. Hello.
There we go.
Hello.
You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
So yeah, I was based out in Connecticut for a while, New Haven, and I actually went to J school, and then
You went to Major League Barber School?
I did when it was in West Haven. So I'm old school. So I got my license there, and then, to be honest, I shut down. I let fear get the best of me, and I just kind of let it sit. Where I got a full-time job, and then one of my coworkers, she actually worked at a home for like disability. So I kind of started cutting there a little bit, kind of just getting back into it. And then for unforeseen circumstances, I ended up moving back to Rhode Island. So I was like, all right, this is my opportunity. I got to push myself, no more being fearful. I went to school, I paid money for it, and I'm just letting it sit. So ever since getting back to Rhode Island, I've been out there, met with Tortuga, and it's been pretty adventurous ever since.
Well, it's going to happen, and at least you're admitting to it, you're facing it, and now you're here at the ScissorSalute show. So that, to me, I feel like is the most important thing, that you're moving forward. You're moving forward with it, and we just seen that, you came down here, you did a Caesar on Tortuga, and now People that
Which I want to point out that Gino complimented you.
Oh,
You
he
weren't in here, but when he did his interview in the call-in, he complimented you on your
Thank you,
haircut.
Gino.
now
This is
a Caesar is a make or break haircut. I know a lot of barbers that experience, of course. We know, you know the level of it, but it is a make or break haircut for the people that are just getting started. Because you push that wig back, there goes the Caesar. If you go too high over the ear, there goes the Caesar. And now the new trend that we see with Caesars is pushing up the back edge up line, the line on the tape of the neck, the line coming up high. We've been seeing that out here. It's no good. And you know, it's great to see that everything is intact with that haircut you did. But along with, you know, cutting hair, we fast forwarded a little bit. You talked about a shop that you wanted to open up specifically, you know, for kids that are autistic. You know, explain to us one of the reasons why you want to open up a shop for kids that have autism, and you know what you think the approach has to be to get something going like that.
So essentially, for those of you that know me, I have an autistic brother, and I remember taking him to a shop one day, and you know, I get it. They're not the easiest people to cut. They might smell or they might move too much. But basically, just the way the barber treated him, it was a very sloppy job, and it hurt, and I was tight at the same time because it's like he's still a paying client. I understand, you know, he might not be the most favorable, but every client that sits in your chair, that's your canvas. Like, when they leave the shop, they're not going to be like, oh, the barber was under this or that, like, oh, he cuts like that. Like, so my thing was just basically, like, him not taking pride in that. And it hurt because it's like they can't really defend themselves, so they rely on the people around them. And then just a lot of people are affected, whether we realize it or not, some form of autism, maybe Down syndrome, or you know, just some kind of disability that people who are blessed to have everything working don't realize what they struggle with. So I, you know, God willing, in the future, would like to open a shop that kind of caters to that understanding. That's one thing I've also noticed within the industry, like, no one teaches about that. No one really kind of puts it out there like, hey, you know, if he's moving, maybe it's a sensitivity issue or the noise of the clipper bothers him. So just spread awareness in that sense and kind of have like a basic understanding so people can know how to interact and
Actually, real quick,
yeah.
There's actually, he was a stylist, but now he's really mixing in the barbering. His name is, he used to be Styled by Nino.
Yeah.
Now he goes by Nino the Nice. No, he's in
Bristol, Pennsylvania. He's at Maestro's Classic headquarters.
Okay. So he actually has this YouTube video where he talks about clients that are special needs.
Okay.
And he actually touches on the a client who's autistic,
Yeah.
and he talks about that. He says they're sensitive, so you know, you have to sit there and know what they're sensitive to. Some of them are sensitive to sound, some of them are sensitive to light
And
so
smell.
and smell.
especially,
Right.
yeah.
So sometimes you can't wear cologne enough. So, and the reason why I'm saying this is because I was on a phone call on the way over here with Kate's Cuts. As a salute to her. She's down in Florida. She actually did an event yesterday for autistic children, giving them free haircuts.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to see, I talk to a lot of people. I'm starting to see a lot of people going in that direction. So I think it's a great thing that you're doing. And believe me, there's people out there. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to connect all of you.
Yeah.
Lady J, scissor salute to her, street fame in Jersey City. She's another one who's really into that, working with the special needs children. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to connect you all together, so you guys could
That would be
support
dope.
one another and really, you know.
Yeah.
I know Nino does an event every year with for autistic children. So I'm going to look to connect you guys, and you guys could take it from there.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, there's one technique I seen on the video that he did. We've been doing it at the barbershop we do it with kids when you first cutting their hair. We turn the buzzers on and, you know, you put the buzzers on them. Does this hurt? Does this hurt? To let them know it's not going to hurt. But I've dealt with that before, where it was the ear was the issue. No, the kid didn't like his ear getting touched.
Right.
So, you got to work around that. And it's just like you said, you can't look at clients differently. It's somewhat hard to do because we're in our environment, and it's just this is better off. You can't go wrong with being professional. That's just it. Being professional with everybody and anybody who comes into your establishment. You just can't go wrong with it. You got to remember, somebody who's from around the way will go to some place that's professional, but somebody who's not used to that environment won't go into that environment. You know what I'm saying? Like, around the way will go everywhere, but that person that might not be from it will not go to that around the way barbershop.
And it could take one person to make you or break you.
And so that professionalism is big, and I like the way you're saying just everyone should be treated the same.
Yeah, because, the way you react to a client like that, people in the shop, they see that.
Right.
And they may know somebody who's a special needs and say, wow, if that was my kid, if that was my nephew in the chair, I'd be bugging out right now. So it just makes sense that you got upset about it, you know? And it's a shame because people need to understand not everybody's the same. Some people need that special attention, and you as a hair professional, you need to understand that. And you need to adapt to your client. Your client doesn't adapt to the barber. You as a barber or a hairstylist need to adapt to your clients because they're your business. Sorry, I'm just jumping in here.
No, it's true what you're saying. And especially with autism spectrum being broadened, like before it used to be like 1 in, I think, 600, and then it dropped down to like 1 in 100, and now I think it's like 1 in 50 or like it's getting so
definitely a huge spike.
Yeah, and especially being a professional and trying to stay on top of your education, that's one way to, like you said, it builds your clientele. People see like, hey, he takes the extra time. I think the first time I really seen something like that was, I forget his name, but I think he's out of London, where the dude, like, the kid just did not want to get a cut, and he literally, like, got on the floor and was sitting there, like, cutting him, and I was just like, yo, like, that's amazing. That's above and beyond. That's professionalism, too.
Yeah,
all right, listen, I'm usually great with kids. I have 1 L against me, and it was just 3 weeks ago. Caught my first L. I understand, like, some kids are, like, bad or whatever. I understand. I mean, I've cut the kid before, and he was good. But the kid was just screaming so hard, and the more he screamed, the more he started to sweat. And he was drooling on my cape. Sweat, drooling. And, I know the mom was a little more upset with the kid, but the kid was screaming at the top of his lungs. And became. I'm like, okay, I'm going over his head with buzzers that I know don't hurt. And he's like, ow, ow. Now, I can't go with the liners and try edging up a moving canvas, a moving target with my liners and then, get him on the back of his neck. So I took the L.
So, okay, so...
Usually if I start, that's it, I'll finish. I'll tell the kid, I'm not going to stop. Oh, no, you're going to get your cut. I got cordless clippers. I'll go outside and cut you in your car.
Okay, so there's a question for you. How, if you have a special needs client in your chair, and maybe they're acting up, how do you go about calming them down?
Depending on like what their, I guess you would say, sensitivity is. If it's the clipper, obviously you would use scissors over comb as much as possible. And I think parents or, the caregiver of this person also understand, like, you can only do so much with what you're given. So I think if they see you're making the effort and you're trying as much as possible to, kind of cater to their needs, they're going to recognize that. And, again, you can only do so much. But, like I said, if they don't like the clipper, use scissors. If there's maybe like a scent or like, I know my brother, he used to be very OCD and he would like want to tie up all the buttons and stuff. So you kind of just bite your tongue, let it roll, and then 30-40 minutes, it's gone. You're on to your next client, so it's...
That's exactly what it is. She's saying 30. And you got to, another thing I'm going to add to that, you got to remember, it's like a tension span.
Right.
So you might only have 15 minutes to do that haircut and do the best that you could do in that 15 minutes. Because after 15 minutes, that kid or that person is gonna want to get up, like out. That the haircut's done.
So I almost think it's a good idea with the special needs children to almost have a consultation with the caregiver or the parent, because they'll know where to start.
You know what it is? In barbershops, you rarely get that. In a barbershop, you rarely get that, where it's just going to come in. It's more like a walk-in. They're walking in, and it's happened before, but it's rare. It should be recommended a little bit more, but you also got to understand that the services that we're providing is not like there's selected few shops that, okay, let's have this meeting. Let's have this meeting. We're going to go about this. The haircut's going to be $40, $50. Because every time you go in there, you're thinking about, now it's like a service thing. I'm taking my time out to talk to you. If I'm taking my time out to talk to you, I want that, it's going to be more expensive. The walk-ins that are coming in, it's paying $15. And a barber doesn't really have time to sit there and talk about it unless you're going to be doing, okay, I'm going to bring it back tomorrow. And now that person might not want to pay the appointment, because the appointments is going to be $25 to $30. They want to walk in and pay $15 or whatever the shop is charging. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a great idea. Now, is that person going to be willing to pay for them appointments?
Well, that's where the conversation should begin.
All right. Well,
but really quick before we wrap you up, I want to make sure that you guys talk about your event coming up in August, right? So let's get that up. You could run through that, and then you could roll out.
So essentially, like just rolling off of what Tortuga said, it's going to be a educational seminar, also networking. There'll be appetizers from about 5:30 to 6. And
talk right into this one.
Hello.
Talk right into it loud.
Can you hear? Hello?
Yep.
Okay. And then we're going to have educators running roughly about 30 minutes each, talking on different topics. Actually, if you go to Eventbrite. All right. If you go to eventbrite.com and just look for this, look for that logo, it'll give more of a explanation on what's going down. It's free, so anyone can come. Make sure you register early, so we can just have a rough head count.
And we're gonna have raffles.
Yes, raffles.
Okay, so once again, that is Monday, August 14th, 2017, from 5:30 to 8 p.m. For more information, go to Ocean State_Barbers Association. Feel free to DM them and ask them questions. Look at that. And you want to focus? Finish that. And I would like to salute Tony, the one and only homie from the DMV. He gave me the razor and shears, and we're going to give this to the ScissorSalute. So now if we have guests come here and they forget their razor holder and their shears, we have him here. So we'd like to ScissorSalute Tony, the one and only. We'd like to thank everybody that been watching the show. We'd like to thank Gino for calling in, first Skype ever. We'd like to ScissorSalute Barbara Tortuga. We have Haley here, the model, the artist, Mariana, and Barbara, who's that's it. She's part of the ScissorSalute already. So we're going to put the hands in because we're about to run out of time. So when I say, there's only 5 of us here. So when I say scissors, say salute, say it as loud as you can, because, again, there's only 5 of us. Scissor! Salute! One more time. Scissor! Salute! There it goes. You feel the love. So once again, my house show is coming up next on StrongIsland.tv, the fastest growing stream on Facebook. Check them out. And once again, I'd like to ScissorSalute my sponsor and the ScissorSalute sponsor, Maestro's Classic. Thank you so much. ScissorSalute. Okay, so we get the microphone here. We're going to do something a little different right now.